a landscape that is untouched by the rapid pace of the modern world, breathing at its own unique pulse, with the rhythm of water and time, a constant flow that shapes and defines its character. These are the peatlands, often unseen and unappreciated, shrouded in mist. These are living, dynamic landscapes, ecosystems, teeming with life both visible and hidden, mysterious and captivating, holding secrets that are only now beginning to be understood. They have a spongy, yielding ground unlike anything you've likely encountered before. This unique soil, dark and rich with the compressed remains of countless plants, a history written in organic matter. These lands hold vital and crucial information to our planet's health, playing a far greater role. The essence of a peatland, its lifeblood, is water, pure and abundant. Saturated landscapes where water dominates, where the water table, that invisible line, sits at or above the surface, creating a world unlike any other. This creates an acidic, specialized environment, low oxygen environment, a challenging place to thrive, challenging for most plants, demanding adaptation and resilience, but perfect for specialists, those uniquely adapted to these conditions. Like sphagnum moss, the architect of the peatland, sedges, adding texture and diversity, and even carnivorous sundews, tiny predators in a seemingly peaceful landscape. Their remains layering, compressing, transforming over centuries, slowly but surely. Each layer of peat, a page in a history book, is a chapter, a record in Earth's story, a testament to the passage of time, preserving pollen, capturing snapshots of past ecosystems, ancient insects, frozen in time, and even human remains, offering glimpses into our ancestors' lives. Peatlands are time capsules, preserving the past, connecting us intimately to the distant past, revealing secrets of bygone eras. To walk through a peatland, to immerse yourself in its embrace, is to experience firsthand a subtle, introspective wildness, a quiet solitude that nourishes the soul, a place of quiet contemplation where you can reconnect with nature and yourself, and geological time, feeling the weight of millennia beneath your feet. These are some of, perhaps, the last true wildernesses on our planet, precious and irreplaceable, essential far beyond, reaching further than their overlooked status, their often underestimated value. They are, quite simply, undeniably essential. Beneath the quiet surface of peatlands lies an incredible hidden resource. Peatlands are the planet's most effective terrestrial carbon stores. Covering just about 3% of the Earth's land, they hold more carbon than all the world's other forest ecosystems combined. These boggy landscapes act as giant sponges, soaking up and locking away atmospheric carbon. Their secret? Waterlogged, oxygen-poor conditions with slow decomposition creating a crawl. Dead plants, especially sphagnum moss, don't fully rot. They're preserved, keeping their carbon locked in the peat. Over centuries, new layers build up, compacting into thick deposits, some over 10 meters deep, storing carbon for the entire millennia. This slow, steady process is a fundamental pillar of our planet's stability. Yet peatlands have been overlooked for too long. They are silent partners in climate regulation, keeping carbon safely out of the atmosphere. Recognizing their value is the first step to protecting them from growing threats. Peatlands are true carbon champions. Let's break down in simple terms how peatlands, these incredible ecosystems, lock away carbon. We quote LL explore the step-by-step process that allows them to act as significant carbon sinks. How peatlands, these incredible ecosystems, lock away carbon. It starts with photosynthesis. Plants pull carbon dioxide from the air, a process vital for their survival and growth, turning it into living tissue, building their structure and biomass. In peatlands, this happens on a massive scale across these sprawling landscapes, with mosses, particularly sphagnum, and other plants capturing carbon, effectively removing it from the atmosphere. Unlike forests where dead matter quickly decomposes, releasing carbon back into the environment, peatlands' waterlogged, low oxygen conditions slow decay dramatically. Dead plant material sinks, accumulating at the bottom of the bog, preserved instead of rotting, due to the unique chemistry of the peatland, with its carbon still locked inside. Over time, spanning decades and centuries, new layers of plant matter build up, continuously adding to the carbon store, compacting the old, squeezing out water and air, and forming dense peat. This peat is a concentrated store of ancient carbon, a legacy of plant life from long ago, kept underground, safely tucked away and out of the climate system. As long as peatlands stay wet and healthy, maintaining their delicate balance, this carbon remains locked away. It's a natural climate solution, a powerful ally in the fight against climate change, operating for millennia. The sheer amount of carbon stored is a testament to this patient process. Understanding this cycle shows what's at stake if peatlands are damaged. Their preservation is crucial for our climate. For centuries, peatlands were seen as wastelands to be drained and tamed. This misunderstanding led to widespread destruction. Drained for agriculture and forestry, their water removed. Draining peatlands exposes ancient carbon to air, triggering rapid decomposition and massive carbon release. Once a carbon sink, a peatland becomes a carbon source, its ground shrinking and degrading. Forestry and burning further accelerate this loss, releasing carbon and pollutants almost instantly. Damaged peatlands now contribute nearly 5% of all human-caused greenhouse gas emissions. We've turned a natural ally into a significant climate problem. The scars of drainage and degradation are visible reminders of this damage. The need to reverse this trend is urgent. Restoring peatlands is essential to regaining their climate benefits. The threats to peatlands are accelerating with climate change. Rising temperatures and droughts lower water tables, drying out even untouched peatlands. Dry peat becomes vulnerable to wildfires, risking the release of centuries of stored carbon in a single event. This creates a vicious cycle. Drier peatlands release more carbon, fueling further warming and drought. Scientists warn of a potential carbon bomb, a tipping point where massive carbon release could push our climate into a dangerous new state. Pollution, like nitrogen from agriculture, disrupts peatland ecosystems, allowing invasive plants to outcompete peat-forming mosses. As sphagnum moss declines, peatlands lose their ability to store water and carbon. The stability of these carbon stores depends on keeping peatlands wet. We can no longer take their silent service for granted. Protecting peatlands is critical to prevent a climate catastrophe. The good news? We know how to heal peatlands. Restoration requires partnership. Local communities, landowners, scientists, and governments working together. Communities bring traditional knowledge, essential for long-term success. Governments can create policies and fund large-scale restoration, embedding peatland protection into climate strategies. Scientists provide expertise, mapping degraded areas and monitoring recovery. Restoration means raising water tables, reintroducing native plants, and turning peatlands back into carbon sinks. Every action counts, from farmers rewetting fields to politicians championing new laws. Combining local wisdom, government support, and science creates powerful change. We can mend the scars on the land and help heal our climate. This is a story of hope and collaboration. The heart of peatland restoration is rewetting, returning water to the land. Blocking drainage ditches with simple dams raises the water table, resaturating the peat. As water returns, carbon emissions drop and conditions improve for sphagnum moss to thrive. Restoration projects often plant moss fragments to jumpstart recovery. Managing invasive species is crucial, giving native bog plants a chance to return. This careful ecological gardening helps the ecosystem recover. Within years, dry, degraded land transforms. Water pools return, mosses flourish, and wildlife comes back. Most importantly, the peatland resumes its vital work, drawing down and storing carbon. Restoration proves we can reverse the damage. Peatlands can come back to life. We stand at a crossroads, a pivotal moment in time. The decisions we make now will resonate for generations to come. The fate of peatlands, these sprawling, often overlooked ecosystems, and their vast carbon stores, the silent giants beneath our feet, is in our hands. It's a responsibility we must embrace with open hearts and minds. For too long, stretching back decades and even centuries, we ignored their silent, almost imperceptible vital work. The essential services they provide have gone largely unacknowledged. Now we see them with newfound clarity and understanding, as mysterious, beautiful worlds, teeming with life and untold stories, and hidden climate champions. They are nature's unsung heroes in the fight against global warming. The carbon they hold, locked away for millennia, is a legacy from the past, a testament to the power of nature's slow, patient work. Protecting it, safeguarding this precious inheritance is our duty to the future. It's an investment in a healthier, more sustainable world for generations to come.